Hello everyone and Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to a video from Afghanistan English Campus. As short we call it AC. It's a tense session and we will talk about one of the tenses. The tense we're going to talk about, it's an advanced tense which is called past perfect continuous tense. Past perfect continuous tense is a rarely used tense which we do not use it most of the time. We rarely use this tense. But still we have to understand it, still we have to know what is this tense or how this tense is used in our daily life, in our speaking. And then you say زمان گذشته کامل جاری, past perfect continuous tense. What is it? What kind of actions are shown by past perfect continuous tense? Past perfect continuous tense shows an action started in the past and ended in the past, continued in the past, ended or finished in the past as well. So that kind of action is called past perfect continuous tense. The start of the action was in the past, it was ongoing, it continued for some time in the past, then it ended in the past. We call it past perfect continuous tense. If I say the sentence in Delhi, سرک‌ها تر بود به خاطر که بسیار زیاد باران باریده بود. به خاطر چندین ساعت باران باریده بود. It's a past perfect continuous tense. Here we have a definition on the board. Past perfect continuous tense indicates something that begins in the past, continued in the past, and also ended at a defined point in the past. عمل است که اشاره به عمل میکنه که در گذشته شروع شده بود، در گذشته ادامه پیدا کرده بود و در گذشته ختم همچنان شده بود. چون این عمل را ما به نام past perfect continuous tense میگیم. البته ختمش قبل از یک زمان معین بود، یک زمان مشخص. ما را past perfect continuous tense میگیم. Here I have some sentences of past perfect continuous tense to understand it better. Let's explain these sentences. The first sentence says, Bashir had been walking 3 miles a day before he broke his leg. Bashir had been walking. It's a mix of continuous and perfect tense because we have the auxiliary verb had and we have the auxiliary verb from to be verbs been, the third form of the verb, and the present participle form of the verb. Bashir had been walking 3 miles a day before he broke his leg. So Bashir, the action started in the past, continued in the past, and ended in the past. So Bashir had been walking 3 miles a day, had been walking 3 miles a day in the past. Before there was a point, he stopped the action. When did he stop the action? He stopped the action when his leg was broken. When he broke his leg, then he stopped the action. So the action started in the past, continued in the past, and finished in the past. Second sentence. The second sentence says, the system that was terminated had been working since 2001. There was a system which at a point in the past was terminated, was stopped, and people didn't use that system anymore. So the system that was terminated had been working since 2001. The system started in 2001 and it was working for some time. The action started in the past and continued for some time, and then it stopped in the past. So the system that was terminated had been working since 2001. سیستمی که از بین رفت یا استاپ شد، توقف یافت، کار میکرد یا استفاده میشد از سال 2001. So the action started in the past, continued in the past, and stopped or ended in the past as well. Next sentence, number 3. My friend had been living in Saudi Arabia for 10 years when he came back to Afghanistan. There was a point, there was a time, my friend started living in Saudi Arabia. My friend had been living in Saudi Arabia for 10 years. 10 years, the action continued in the past. When he came back to Afghanistan. Before the time, or the time he came back to Afghanistan, until that time, he had been living in Saudi Arabia for 10 years. The action started in the past, continued in the past, and ended in the past. Sentence number 4. He had been working in that company for 5 years when he got the promotion. There was someone working in a company and he got a promotion. So by the time he got the promotion, he had been working in that company for 5 years. The action started at a point in the past. He had been working, then he got a promotion. So he had been working in that company for 5 years. He had been working, action started in the past, continued in the past, and ended in the past by the time he got the promotion. So, see, in all these tenses we have some sort of words, some kinds of words. We used, in the first sentence, we used before. In the second sentence we used since. In the third sentence we used when. In the fourth sentence we used when as well. In all these sentences we used this sort of words. So there is a note about these words. Remember, when, since, for, and before are words that you may see with past perfect continuous tense. So these are the words, these are the sort of words you can mostly see in the past perfect continuous tense. Hope you understood these sentences and hope you understood the concept of past perfect continuous tense. If we say in Qaderi the concept as well، عمله که در گذشته شروع شده بود، در گذشته جریان پیدا کرده بود و در گذشته ختم شده بود. ما چنین عملا چی میگیم؟ به نام past perfect continuous tense میگیم. As we have the English sentences. Come to the next part. The next part we have the structure or how to form past perfect continuous tense. چطور تشکیل بدیم، چطور شکل بدیم زمان گذشته کامل جوری را. In the perfect tenses, we use the to have verbs as an auxiliary verb, and the continuous tenses we use to be verbs and the present participle form. As far as we know, it's a perfect continuous, then we have to use both the to have verbs as an auxiliary verb and the to be verbs as an auxiliary verb and the present participle form of the verb. Then it's going to be a past perfect continuous tense structure. And the affirmative form or positive form, you can call it positive, you can call it affirmative. We have subject, then the past form of to have verbs, it means had. Then we have been, and we have verb ing or present participle and complement. It's affirmative or positive form. Then to make it question, we need to bring one of the auxiliary verbs in the beginning. Which auxiliary verb should we bring? The to have verb. The to have verb comes in the beginning. Had comes in the beginning. Had plus subject plus been plus verb ing plus complement. This is the interrogative form or question form. Okay. The next one. The next is about negative form. Subject plus had plus not plus been plus verb ing plus complement. Affirmative, question or negative, question and negative form of the past perfect continuous tense. So then there is sometimes we use the contraction forms or in there you say اختصار شده contraction forms شکل‌های اختصار شده. So let's see about the contraction forms of auxiliary verbs of past perfect continuous tense. I have been cleaning. I is the subject, had is the auxiliary, been is the auxiliary verb, and present participle form. I have been cleaning, it's the main form, that means no contraction form, but we can contract, we can make the auxiliary verb short. And instead of had, we can use only the I had been cleaning. And I had not been cleaning. And instead of had not, we can use hadn't. I hadn't been cleaning. I hadn't been cleaning. So the contraction forms are mostly used in the daily life or in the books and the listenings, videos, audios. You need to understand the contraction forms as well. The next part is about short answers with past perfect continuous tense. How to answer shortly the questions of past perfect continuous tense. Had he been, if the had is in the beginning, it's a question and it's an interrogative form. So had he been working in this company? Had he been working in this company? It's a question. To answer this question shortly, you can say as a positive answer, yes, he had, and as a negative answer, no, he hadn't. Whenever we use yes and no, we always need a comma, then the rest of the sentence. Yes, he had, no, he hadn't. So, the next part is about using past perfect continuous tense with state verb. In many of the videos we explained about state verbs and action verbs. Remember, whenever we have the continuous tenses, whenever we have the continuous word in a tense, the state verbs cannot be used with that tense. باید داشته باشی وقتی که ما continuous داشته باشیم، شکل جوری داشته باشیم، فعل ما جوری باشه، ما فعلای حالت با اشکال جوری استفاده کرده نمیتونیم. قسمی که در ویدیوهای قبلی هم تشریح کردیم، با اشکال جوری ما نمیتونیم فعلای حالت استفاده کنیم. What are state verbs? State verbs such as love, hate, want, need, believe, understand, know, these are state verbs. So these state verbs cannot be used in the continuous form. As far as we know about past perfect continuous, so it is also a continuous tense. So this continuous tense cannot be used with state verbs. Instead of continuous past perfect continuous, we can use simply past perfect. Past perfect can show such an action which was started in the past, ended in the past, and continued in the past with state verb. The sentence here we had been knowing each other for 5 years before school. So in this sentence we have the verb know, and it has taken the ing form of the verb. So that's not correct, because know is a state verb. It cannot have the ing form of the verb. Instead of past perfect continuous, we have to use only past perfect. We had known each other for 5 years before school. This one is correct. The first sentence is incorrect. It's not correct to use, but the second sentence is correct, because know is a state verb, and instead of past perfect continuous tense, the past perfect should be used. Alright, it's the end of the video. At the end of the lecture, wish you understood the lesson about past perfect continuous tense. And make sure to do more exercises online, and talk about your own experiences in your life. Talk about some of the action started in the past, continued in the past, and ended in the past. Use past perfect continuous tense with the verbs, with the words when, since, for, and before. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best. Talk to you next time, inshallah.